13th Age is a tabletop role-playing game that will capture the freewheeling style of old-school gaming, with a richer story and elegant rules system. The game is the brainchild of Jonathan Tweet, lead designer of Dungeons & Dragons 3rd Edition, and Rob Heinsoo, lead designer of Dungeons & Dragons 4th Edition.
There are a lot of fantasy role-playing games in the world, and the truth is, there's room for a lot of fantasy role-playing games in the world because people like fantasy best. It's the genre that people really like. It's like kids and Tyrannosaurus Rex posters. There's always going to be room for another Tyrannosaurus Rex poster, and when an artist is going to do a dinosaur, he doesn't go, oh, I'm going to do a Triceratops this time. They're like, no, 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 no. The kids want a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So what Jonathan and I have done in 13th Age is we've taken the aesthetic of a dungeon crawling fantasy game and we've married it to indie style storytelling elements so that we've got a game that is simultaneously a dice rolling D20 fighters, wizards, fighting orcs, but also we've got a big story behind the world that really allows game masters to go ahead and tune their campaign while working with their players, because what we want is each table to be playing its own version of the game.
13th Age stands out because it's more story-oriented than most other games. It's got the magic items and monsters and races and classes you expect, but it's designed to engage the imaginations of the players and the game master so they can create really interesting characters, really interesting plots, their own personal take on the world, and come up with something really new for themselves.
Jonathan and I have actually played together in the same gaming group for the last 14 years, and that's where 13th Age comes from. This is us designing the game together that we want to play together.
So back in the old days when you got a role-playing game supplement, typically it was a grab bag of all the designers' most recent cool ideas and their latest inventions, and we wanted to do something like that, something where we were just going to put the coolest stuff together, even if it didn't cover one comprehensive topic. It covers everything cool about 13th Age that we can put together.
The four of us, Jonathan, me, Lee, Aaron, we're treating this expansion book as a chance to make like a highlights reel for the 13th Age. Like the best ideas we have, the best art we can conceive of, we want to put that all into one book. What that means is it's going to be kind of a grab bag of wonderful things. Everything from new monsters, new maps that challenge what you normally see in a role-playing game, to new classes like the Druid and the Chaos Shaman, information on the world, information on the gladiatorial games in Axis, and rules for them, and then information on each of the forests and how they're all as distinct from each other as the cities, and then maybe a list of all the best taverns in the world.
The exciting thing about using Kickstarter for funding is that if we can get the funding ourselves, that means we can keep the original design team together, the original art team, and we can call the shots. 13th Age has already been a labor of love, very personal expression of what we want to do, and by getting Kickstarter funding we can continue to do that and come up with something really good for the fans.
13th Age is a collaboration between four creators. There's a reason that the names of the artists, Lee Moyer and Aaron McConnell, are on the cover with me and Jonathan. And that is that they've had every bit as much to do with the creation of the world. And when we've given them ideas that are coming out of game design, sometimes they've reflected them back and improved them. And we've had to improve and change the design just to be as cool as what they did artistically. This is a pretty special collaboration. I've always wanted to have a collaboration like this, and right now I do. And we're doing Kickstarter because we need funding to continue the collaboration. The coolest Kickstarter rewards are the ones where we're going to collaborate with people. People give a certain amount of money and they'll be able to submit a monster or a character or a dungeon, and we'll go ahead and work with you to go ahead and put that in the best way possible and get it into the book. And I'm pretty excited about that. I think it'll be pretty fun. I've really loved working on 13th Age, and I think one of the things that maybe came as a small surprise is just exactly how much I've enjoyed getting to read all the playtest feedback, all the stories, people's campaigns, all the one unique thing about their characters. It's been a lot of fun. So I want to thank people for playing, and I also want to say if you meet me at a convention or someplace, please feel free to go ahead and tell me about your characters, tell me about your campaign. The stories are great, and I think I've been learning a lot doing it.
For me, the most rewarding thing about designing games has always been the appreciation that we get from the fans. And with 13th Age, we're getting a lot of love from the fan base. We're really happy to see that, and the Kickstarter project is another way for us to get something from the fans and give something back.